thinking of going to Belize? Maybe you saw some travel bloggers' trips to Belize, or you've heard of the reef, or maybe you just want something that feels a little different. I am going to take you through this small but wild Central American country. And let me tell you, it's got a little bit of everything for everyone. This video is inspired by Adam the Woo's journey to Belize in 2025. Go check out his Belize series for a different lens. Let's all travel like Adam. I'll link the videos down below. Let's kick off with the basics. First, getting to Belize is pretty straightforward. If you're flying from the United States, there are direct flights from over 15 major cities. Delta, American, United, they've all got routes. For Adam, his journey was from Orlando to Atlanta to Belize, and he had no issues. You do need a valid passport with at least 30 days left before expiration, and they will ask for proof of return, so have that information readily available. Belize uses 110 volt outlets like the United States, so you don't need to bring any power converters, just your regular travel adapters. And definitely what I did like, what Adam did show his gadgets in his video, was using AirTags, and I highly suggest using AirTags. I have them in our luggage, backpacks, purses, everything. And let's talk about safety really quick. Belize is beautiful, but it's not Disney World. Belize City is under a level 3 travel advisory, which is reconsider travel. And to give you a comparison point, that would be the same travel advisory as Nigeria or Nepal. So travel into Belize City, specifically the south of Belize City, is not recommended, but most people don't go to stay in Belize City. Most people stick with tourist-friendly spots like San Ignacio, Ambergris Cay, or Caye Caulker. Things are much more laid back, chill, resort vibes, all of that. But be aware, just like traveling anywhere, of pickpockets. Use your common sense and avoid walking alone at night. Do you want to rent a car? If you're traveling inland and you're not a part of a tour, you could do that, but I don't recommend doing that as a solo traveler. Alternatives would be to book day trips, which is very common from the popular resorts of the area, is to book day trips out. And there's no shortage of things to do. There's plenty of things to do. Belize is small, so you can base yourself in one spot and take those day trips. But if you're heading out to the Cays, typically automobiles are not permitted, and that you're renting bikes or golf carts or you're walking. Currency in Belize is simple. They accept US dollars almost everywhere, and the exchange rate is locked at 2 Belize dollars to 1 US dollar. So there's really no mental gymnastics here. You would just double the Belize price and you're good. But when you come, bring smaller bills. Nobody wants to break your hundo at a juice stand. And your change will be in the Belizean dollar. So it's another way to get their currency is by breaking it at a store, because they will accept US currency. What to do? What is there to do in Belize? And this is where this country really shines. Once upon a time, it really was a destination for deep sea fishers and serious scuba divers. But this place is stacked with things to do. So snorkeling or diving in the Belize Barrier Reef, which is a UNESCO site and one of the largest in the world. Caving, like the ATM cave, which is part Indiana Jones, part should I really actually be in this cave? So that kind of vibe. Belize has birding, hiking, sailing, kayaking, name it. There is an activity. It's definitely for that active family, that active couple. And let's not forget that the Mayan history here is deep. There are sites there that will just blow your mind. Belize isn't all hammocks and coconuts, but it can be if that's your vibe. Resorts from luxe spots like Alaya, Mahogany Bay, and guest houses on Ambergris Cay or Cay Caulker. If you want more adventure, you could stay in San Ignacio, hit up some jungle lodges, or go budget and backpack style. Here are some takeaways from Adam's Belize series. And some of these things are just not what makes it into the guidebooks. He does point out that he had to pay for a restroom. And that is quite common. You have to do it in France, so paying to use a restroom is common. So make sure you have, your small bills, your coins on you to do that. There was another part in Adam's video where he was given a bracelet. And especially over on Cay Caulker, totally laid back. Everyone's super nice. But understand, I hate calling it a scam because all locals, people need to make money, but be prepared for it and how you're going to handle it. So if somebody comes up to you and puts a free gift, gives you a free gift, understand that gift is not free. It's never free. Either politely decline or smile and move on. So I, noticed that Adam had been given a shell bracelet, and hopefully, and I'm sure he did, give that person some money. Like, I don't think those bracelets are more worth $1, but understand that there's also bait and switch tactics. This didn't happen to Adam, but we saw him getting his hair braided, and typically that will happen where they'll say, oh, it's this amount to do that, but then later on that price changes. So again, I support supporting local, but be smart about it. Be prepared. And, if you have to record them quoting you a price so your kid can get braids, do that. But just be aware of it. I'm not against supporting local, but just be mindful. The other thing is with Belize and all of these tropical climates is bugs. So bring that mosquito spray, whatever works for you. Sometimes, like Adam said, mosquitoes flock to him. Some people have that type of skin. So off works for some people, bracelets work for others. So bring what works for you because there will be bugs. Another thing that struck me, and this isn't directly Belize or anything, but we all know that Adam was an introvert, and it was uncomfortable for him to have conversations with strangers. And that got me to thinking about how we travel as U.S. citizens to these other countries, especially us as introverts. I'm an introvert as well. Is that always assume good. Always assume good. I think we tend to come from this place of skepticism, of, ulterior motives, but don't do that. Assume good. And encounters with locals can be friendly but direct. As long as you're respectful and you're treating everyone equally, you'll be fine. You don't have to strike up conversations with people who start to talk to you, or anything. So that was just my little introvert alert. Be friendly, be direct. If you feel like you can't get out of a conversation, exit yourself. Oh, look at that. That's a great photo op. I'm going to go grab that. Something like that, where you're still respectful, but you need to get out of a situation, because, chatting is not our strong suit as introverts. Anyway, that was a side note. The other thing is flight delays. Just a general statement. Always keep track of your incoming flight. And I don't think people really are aware of that. Maybe you are, which is fantastic. In most airline apps, you do have, they're all different, so I'm not going to go through those. There is somewhere within the app is, where's my flight coming from? And keep an eye on that. That is going to give you an idea of the chances of you leaving. The reason we knew Adam was going to leave, and this isn't for all countries, but the country doesn't want the aircraft there overnight, typically, unless it is scheduled for the morning. They don't want them there. So if you see that the incoming aircraft has left its departure city, you can be relatively assured that you're going to at least make it back to your first stop. Now, who's responsible for that? Airlines are very good about putting it on weather and ATC, air traffic control, so that they are not liable. But push for that. If you're going to miss a connection, push for what is rightful for you. Reach out to your travel advisor. Hey, I'm going to be stranded in this place. What can you find for me? So those are the tips out of Adam's videos that were really excellent. And I love watching these because it helps me learn as well. And so when should you go? The sweet spot is between January and May. It's dry season, temps are in the low 80s, and there's way fewer mosquitoes. February to April is really that niche spot if you can travel during that time. And just skip hurricane season. Just skip it. No matter how good the deal is, just skip it. You don't want that. Belize is raw, it's real, and ridiculously fun if you lean into it. Whether you're diving into caves, feeding tarpon, or even eating fresh seafood on the beach with your toes in the sand, it's one of those places that will stick with you for the rest of your life. So if you're thinking about it, do it. And remember, love your journey. It's the only one you've got. Got questions about Belize? Drop them in the comments below.